Rothschild out of Pauillac, okay? And unfortunately, Dick Graff died in 1998 in an airplane crash on his way here. He used to fly his Cessna here. And at that point, the company, because, you know, Dick was our vision, he was sort of the mind behind, and we kind of were a little bit in a gray area as to what we were going to be doing next. And at that point, and I want to say this nicely, Eric and his attorneys saw an opportunity to move in and get a larger percentage. A percentage with an intention to break us up and sell us off. And we're one of California's last true monopoles, which is single vineyards in our own AVA. You're at the Chalone Vineyard in the Chalone AVA. And so, and this is a great question, thanks for asking. And so, Phil, being the finance guy that he is, was like, no way, that's not happening. And, you know, Eric wasn't really interested, it was just an investment. And so the only way we could get Eric to give him walking papers was to find somebody with deep enough pockets that was going to fulfill his investment plus and get him to go away. Because at the end of the day, Eric Lafitte cares about Pauillac and his legacy there with his family. Okay? And so that's exactly what we did. So Phil went out and found Diageo, which is literally Arthur Guinness, okay? Is where they made all their money. Now they have Jack Daniels and a bunch of other spirits companies, and they decided to get into the wine world, and they had enough deep pockets to give Eric his walking papers, and he went away. So that put us in a period of 8 years of, they didn't kill Chalone, but they also it didn't rise to the top. I like to refer to it as sort of a purgatory period, where we just sort of did nothing. You know, we still made great wine.
Like,
what's that?
In the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yes. And some of the bad things that Diageo did, and I don't want to talk badly about Diageo because they were a good company. Richard and Hector.
Everybody here worked for Diageo, sorry.
They're totally out of line.
Richard and Hector have been taken really well care of by Diageo. They were great employers. But one of the bad things that they did for our brand is they went out and bought Valley Floor fruit, Arroyo Seco fruit, Sauv Blanc, labeled as Chalone. I still have people that come up and see me today and they say, oh, I love your Sauv Blanc. We've never had Sauv Blanc planted up on this property, ever. And so they would buy San Antonio Valley fruit, cab, labeled as Chalone. And so, you know, some of the poor guys up here, you know, I think Dan Carlson was probably one of the first ones. He was making stuff that we were just getting trucked in, right?
And the parties basically became like chicken takeout?
Well, they stopped doing the parties, and what Diageo did is they bought back the company from all the shareholders, gave them their dividends, and said, we're now private.